Hey, welcome. You know that feeling like you're on a treadmill and someone just keeps cranking up the speed? Yeah, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to dive into a really fresh take on finding balance in this crazy, fast-paced world, and it's all based on some fascinating new research.
So, let's just start right here. Does modern life just wear you out? I'm guessing that hits home for a lot of you. It's that constant feeling of being pulled in a million different directions at once by our phones, our jobs, everything. And if that's you, well, you're in good company. That exact feeling is what this research really tries to get to the bottom of. And this really gets to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? It's this massive clash. On one side, you've got the constant go, go, go of modern life. And on the other are our basic human needs, for real connection, for a little peace and quiet, for meaning. The researchers say that the tension between these two things, that's where all this modern stress comes from.
So what's the typical advice we always hear? When you're feeling totally burnt out, what does everyone say? It pretty much always comes down to one simple idea. Just escape. Just get away from it all. But is that actually good advice? Let's take a look.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because the research kind of pulls apart this whole escape idea. We're told to unplug completely, right? Go on a digital detox. But the thing is, there are some big problems with that. For most of us, it's just not practical. It's not something you can keep up. And honestly, it can end up making you feel more cut off from everyone, not more relaxed.
Okay, so if just checking out isn't the answer, then what is? Well, this is where the research offers a much more powerful and frankly more realistic path forward. It's not about escaping our world. It's about totally changing how we live in it.
And boom, this right here, this is the big aha moment of the whole study. This is the absolute game changer. The point isn't to fight against the speed of life. It's to learn how to live with it, mindfully, with awareness, and creatively, so you can shape it to work for you. It's a complete mindset shift, from fighting it to working with it.
So you might be thinking, okay, that sounds great, but how do we actually do it? Well, the paper lays out this really brilliant framework, and what's so cool is that it pulls from 3 different areas. You've got ancient wisdom from Buddhist philosophy, modern knowledge from psychology, and then it looks to the future with ideas from sustainable development. It's that blend that makes this whole thing so powerful.
All right, let's dig in. What does this actually look like day to day? What's in the toolkit?
So the first and most important tool is mindfulness. But, and this is key, look at how they define it here. This is not about sitting in a quiet room and emptying your mind. No, it's an active skill. It's about paying attention, being aware of what's happening in our busy lives, so that we can choose how to respond instead of just, reacting all the time.
And once you have that foundation of mindfulness, the research points to these 4 key areas. And you can see how they all connect, right? Being mindful helps you see where your time is actually going. It helps you understand what your relationships need to thrive. And it's crucial for taking care of your own mental health. They all work together.
So this is the whole shebang right here. How do we pull all of this together to build a life that feels good? Not just today, but for the long run. A life that has a real rhythm to it, Something meaningful.
First things first, the framework accepts a simple reality. Life is going to be fast sometimes. We're always going to have deadlines, busy days, times when we're just completely swamped. And the goal is not to pretend that we can just get rid of all that, because we can't. That's just not realistic. Instead, the key is to intentionally balance all that speed with moments of slowness. Think about a great song. It's not all fast, and it's not all slow. It has a rhythm. That's what we're aiming for in life, creating our own dynamic rhythm instead of just being stuck on one nonstop, frantic speed.
And this idea of finding a rhythm, it applies to our social lives too. The world is constantly pushing us to be connected, right? Texts, emails, notifications, social media, it never stops.
But the research makes a huge point here. We have to balance all that connection with real, restorative time alone. Solitude isn't a bad thing. It's absolutely essential. And this is the harmony we're talking about. It's not about choosing either speed or slowness. It's not connection or solitude. True balance is about weaving both of them together to create a life that's richer and, just more sustainable.
Which brings us to this final thought from this study, and it just wraps everything up so perfectly. It's the integration, mixing that ancient wisdom with modern tools, blending the fast parts of life with the slow, and balancing our connections with our time alone. That's the key. That's how we build a meaningful life, not by trying to escape the world, but by learning how to thrive right here, in the one we've got.
So as we finish up, the question to leave you with isn't, how can I escape? The real question is, what can I integrate? Think about it. What's the first thing you're going to harmonize? Thanks so much for tuning in.